Welcome to Vision of China. In today's episode, we will delve into the significant impact of China's recent cancellations of U.S. agricultural orders, causing a growing sense of unease in the United States. China, as the world's second-largest economy, has been an alluring prospect for countless businesses aiming to tap into the vast Chinese market. Over the years, China and the United States have maintained a robust partnership across various sectors, most notably in the realm of agricultural trade, involving products like soybeans and corn being exported from the U.S. and serving as a crucial export market for American farmers. However, the recent trend of China scaling back its orders for U.S. agricultural products has triggered ripples in the U.S. economy, leaving many pondering the future. What does this shift signify? Is China contemplating decoupling from the U.S. in parallel? Recent reports suggest that China is exploring self-sufficiency by reducing its reliance on food imports, particularly for soybeans and corn. Notably, China has cancelled several import orders beginning this spring, including a significant cancellation of up to 1.1 million metric tons of U.S. corn from mid-April to early May. This amounts to nearly 7.4% of China's total U.S. orders from the previous year. Although China boasts substantial grain production capabilities, its massive population creates substantial demand for food. While China can achieve self-sufficiency in crops like wheat and rice, it relies heavily on imports, particularly for products such as soybeans and corn, sourced from the United States and other countries, including Brazil. China's decision to reduce its agricultural imports has dealt a considerable blow to the U.S. agricultural industry, resulting in significant losses for many exporters. Reports indicate that a substantial number of U.S. orders have been rescinded. In a time when China-U.S. relations were relatively harmonious, both nations engaged in deep cooperation that appeared mutually beneficial and contributory to their development. However, as the dynamics of the China-U.S. relationship evolve, the U.S. has adopted a series of measures, including sanctions on China in the high-tech chip and semiconductor sectors, along with using supply disruptions for domestically produced C919 aircraft engines as a form of leverage against China. These actions have underscored the importance of self-reliance for China. The absence of self-sufficiency in critical areas, such as agriculture, now poses a risk as China initiates partial decoupling from the U.S. This move inevitably leads to losses for the U.S., as China cancels a substantial volume of orders, leaving these cancelled products struggling to find alternative buyers in the interim. The economic collaboration between China and the U.S. has undeniably brought mutual benefits in the past and was once considered a cornerstone of their bilateral relations. However, the U.S.'s aggressive stance has resulted in a backfire, forcing it to face the consequences of overplaying its hand. This scenario somewhat aligns with the Biden administration's expectations. Nevertheless, the U.S. business community has reacted negatively to the White House's approach. Many entrepreneurs have even embarked on self-funded visits to China, hoping to sustain trade cooperation between the two nations. Considering the impact of China's significant cancellations of U.S. agricultural orders, one might wonder how China intends to meet its substantial demands. In reality, grain-exporting countries are not limited to the U.S., they also encompass Russia, Brazil, and others. China has established amicable partnerships with these nations. For example, Brazilian corn closely resembles American agricultural products but offers a more competitive price. China has established efficient channels for corn transportation from Brazil, making Brazil one of China's primary grain suppliers. This implies that even after partially decoupling from the U.S., China can still collaborate with other nations to meet its food requirements. However, the future may not be as rosy for the U.S. The U.S. government's initiation of multiple trade disputes has led to discontent among various countries, which, in turn, has prompted retaliatory measures against American products. This situation has caused significant losses for many agricultural producers. These losses have also affected farmers' orders, and now China's substantial cancellations of orders add to their woes. While China and the US continue to maintain their cooperative stance, the situation has not reached an irreparable point. However, if both nations persist in their current trajectory towards decoupling, the future of their relationship becomes increasingly uncertain. Notably, corn futures prices on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange have plummeted to their lowest point in over 2 years, primarily due to China, the world's largest consumer of corn, significantly reducing its imports of American corn. According to data from the financial information company Refinitiv, China imported only 240,000 metric tons of corn from the US in August this year, marking an 83% decrease compared to the same period last year when imports stood at 1.5 million metric tons. As of September 28, data reveals that China's total imports of US corn amounted to a mere 70,000 metric tons, a plunge into single digits. In less than a year, China has almost exclusively relied on the US and Ukraine for its corn imports. Of these, the US had accounted for a staggering 20.62 million metric tons, constituting 72% of the total. However, this proportion has dramatically fallen within a short span, creating considerable distress for US farmers and potentially impacting social stability. Apart from corn, China's decoupling measures extend to other agricultural products, including soybeans, cotton, pork, and beef. Predictions indicate that U.S. soybean sales to China for the 2023 to 2024 fiscal year will decline by 46.2% compared to the previous year, almost having the figures. These market shares are now transitioning to South America, with Brazil and Argentina emerging as the major beneficiaries. In fact, as tensions between China and the U.S. intensify, China is not only expediting its decoupling strategy in the economic arena, but is also gradually reducing its reliance on U.S. agricultural products. This shift is propelled by concerns about the U.S. government failing to honor its commitments. Meanwhile, internal chaos in the U.S., arising from upcoming elections and fierce political battles between the Democratic and Republican parties, has further complicated the situation. While the U.S. has consistently pursued decoupling from China, it may ultimately suffer the consequences of its approach. The news of China canceling a substantial number of U.S. agricultural orders has captured the attention of U.S. Secretary of State Kissinger. He has expressed concerns that U.S. policies have taken a grievous turn and that time is running out. Kissinger believes that this will not only impact the U.S. economy but will also severely challenge trust between the two nations, which is detrimental to global development. Kissinger, who has engaged with Chinese leaders on multiple occasions, emphasizes that the U.S. has not yet fully comprehended the significance of China. Demanding concessions from China is not a viable approach, and the window for improving U.S.-China relations may be limited to just 5 to 10 years. Kissinger's warning serves as a crucial reminder to the Biden administration to seize the opportunity to mend relations with China. In conclusion, the trajectory of China-U.S. relations carries profound implications for global economic development. Therefore, both parties need to cultivate a more amicable trade cooperation relationship rooted in mutual respect and equality, positively contributing to global sustainability, regional harmony, and stability. While China's ascent has presented opportunities for many nations in recent years, a complete decoupling between the US and China appears to be an improbable reality. Thank you for tuning in. Your thoughts and opinions are highly valued, so please leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for more content like this. Until next time.